Hey everyone, and welcome to the results video of multiplayer round 64. Now in this round all the players had to create something themed to the Desert of Doom. Now if you don't know what the Desert of Doom is, it's an area in Imagination Megapark, which is another series that I'm working on. I will just quickly show you a part of that park. Okay, here you can see the Desert of Doom area in Imagination Megapark. It's not quite finished yet, but here you can see an area that's already been worked on. Here you can see all this, these canyon rock pieces. All the foliage has a red and purple color, and we can also see some valleys here which have some darker brown colored rocks. And there's also a raptor caravan traveling around the map. Okay, quite a fun area to work on. Now let's see how all the contestants did in their version of the Desert of Doom. Okay, I will go through all the plots. I will start with the player who got the lowest score, and I'll finish by announcing who is the winner of this round. Okay, in last place we have this entry from Savvy Adam. Well, he wasn't really able to finish his plot. He did make a pretty cool coaster with these cars facing each other. But sadly, he didn't get to the decorating part. Alright, the next up is the plot from 2IQ. He built this flying coaster over here. And there's also a car ride. Nobody actually seems to be riding the car ride, which is kind of a shame, I think. Let's quickly do the cutaway view. Yeah, I quite like this area with the water, the landscaping. Sadly, the foliage is missing, and probably some other structures would have looked nice as well. By the way, there's something which I forgot to mention. In this round we had a special rule, and that's that players could actually extend their rides to their neighbor's plot if the neighbors agreed. So for example, we can actually see a raptor caravan, which actually travels through the majority of the plots on this map. So you'll see this ride in quite a few of the other plots passing by as well. Okay, next up is the plot from Natty's Dreamland. Natty's Dreamland made this RMC coaster tucked away in this plot. I think the station structure, the roof structure, is quite interesting with these bobsleigh coaster tracks. Also see some brightly colored, looks like a food court over here. Sadly, the foliage not really in the same style as the rest of the map, I think. So that's probably what a few people docked some points for. Overall, I think it's a pretty interesting plot. I quite like this interaction here with the raptor caravan and the waterfall. Although, it does appear a little bit glitchy. And these waterfall pieces, I think they're not all placed correctly. Some of them are overlapping, which makes this weird effect. Okay, next up is this plot from Miss Widget Kitty, here in the corner of the map. I like the raptor caravan passing through. Widget Kitty also hit the track for the raptor caravan, which is probably a good idea. We can see some industrial buildings over here. I think that actually works pretty well in the theme. We can also see some of these red sand colored ruins, which I think also works pretty well. And of course we can also see this Virginia reel passing through the entire plot. Also with this crazy jump here over the water. It actually has two jumps in the track, which I think is a fun twist. Oh, it actually bounces here on the water. That's pretty interesting. So yeah, overall, I think it's a very fun plot, and I think it's decorated very nicely in the theme of the map. Okay, next up is the plot from Vonterra, and Vonterra actually recreated these ruins, which could be found in my version of Imagination Megapark. They're situated in my version of the park, somewhere at the edge of the map. So we have these recolorable pyramids, some of these sphinxes, and some ruins. And Vonterra actually gave the building an entrance. And then, this is probably supposed to represent an underground structure, which the entrance of these ruins lead to. I think this looks really cool. We can see the guests walking over these rope bridges here. And there's also this coaster which travels around within these within this cave structure here. Also like that he put this bubbling goo in the orange color, so it looks like lava. I think that's really nicely decorated. What I saw, what many people didn't really like, is that he actually colored these walls here in a black color. I don't think that really works. But yeah, overall, I think it's a really cool looking plot. Okay, next up we have the plot from Redarius. Redarius made this Wild West town. You can see some nice buildings over here in the plot. And yeah, this plot is looks mostly like it's about trains. So we can see several train tracks passing through this plot. And these trains also actually pass on to the next plot. I think that's a nice detail. But yeah, some nice looking buildings. Although the foliage probably a little bit too green and too colorful to fit nicely in the desert of Doom. But yeah, overall, I think it's a fun looking plot. And also, of course, this Enterprise here in the middle is also a neat detail. Okay, next up is this plot from Angsty Potato. Angsty Potato made this corner plot here. We can see some more of this rock work here in the theme of the map. I like how these rides are decorated. We can see this drop tower over here. I really like these bones here on the top. Also how it's decorated here at the bottom. I think that looks really cool. We can see some more of this. And we have this fenced in area with some more green foliage. And sadly, the ride isn't actually running. I think that happened just before the map... just before the deadline of the round. So it's sad to see that it isn't actually running. Let's just open the ride. Not really sure if it will work. Probably have to properly reset it. But yeah, that's a shame, and that's probably why it scored a bit on the lower end. Now we can also see a Larsen loop over here. I think it's quite impressive to actually be able to fit a shoestring like that in such a small map. You can probably see some... it looks like the track is actually painted in the black tile color. So it's actually difficult to follow the track. So let's not bother with that. But yeah, I think it's a really cool looking plot. Although maybe the foliage would have been even nicer if it was also red and purple, like the rest of the foliage in this land. Okay, next up we have a tie for 8th place. Here's the plot from Madezalk, or Glazed Ham. And he made this plot themed to the game Fallout New Vegas. It's actually one of my favorite games. It's a really fun game in a really cool setting. So it's in post-apocalyptic setting, of course, near Vegas. Here we can see the Lucky 38 Casino, which is also something which is there in the map. You can also see a monorail here. I really like this broken down train here. That's a really cool detail. You can also see the Raptor Caravan passing through. We can also see a vault over here. And a sign that which is also in the original game. Stay out, plants, kill. I believe this is a vault that has been overrun with plants, but also plant creatures which are out to kill the player. Yeah, I think it's a really fun plot. The foliage not necessarily in the same style as the Desert of Doom, but I think in this setting it actually works well enough. So yeah, really fun plot, and I liked recognizing some of the scenes from the original game. Okay, next up is the plot from Low Poly. Low Poly created a fun-looking plot, with lots of ruins and also this launched coaster. Again, foliage maybe a little bit on the green side. So not really sure how well it fits in with the rest of the map. These buildings look pretty nice. I also really like how the coaster is decorated. Coaster also extends into Madezalk's plot. So a neat touch. Does look like part of the rail is missing. That's probably intentional, because the rails for the coaster to run on are still there. It's just the spine that's missing. Yeah, also some water here with a little waterfall, some mines. I also really like how the Raptor Caravan passes through this plot. Yeah, fun looking plot. Probably would have scored a little bit higher if it was a little bit more Doom-ish. Alright, next up is the plot from Bags. And Bags made this really cool looking plot with this giant scorpion here, which is also a disco ride. Yeah, I think this this is a really cool looking sculpture. Yeah, this scorpion really looks ferocious with these bones which work as the teeth. I think that's just a really cool detail. On the other side of the plot, here we have the Petra ruins. I believe these are in the country of Jordan. Yeah, this is just such a cool looking structure. These ruins look amazing. And yeah, it's actually called Petra the Ride. So we can also look inside, and there's this whole decorated dark ride. So with dinosaurs, lots of alien structures. So I think that's really cool. Okay, next plot is from Max Arceus, or Arceus. Let me quickly do the cutaway view here. It's actually quite tricky to get it right, since it's pretty dense here. Alright, I think I got it. So his plot is basically based on the nuclear tests that were done in the Nevada desert, I believe. Here we can see Los Alamos main gate. Yeah, here we can see all this these structures that were apparently used for designing this test or monitoring it. Also, I see a launched freefall here, which is actually a radio tower. And over here we can actually see the instruction on top of the, or here we can see the explosion on top of the tower, right as it's starting to happen. Oh, he used lots of recolorable trees here to actually make this explosion. I think it looks really cool. No, there's also a ride in here, but it's pretty difficult to see. But yeah, there was a ride in here which had a really long train, and if you tested it, it would explode. Let's see if we can make that happen. I believe the ride's called Max Arceus Test Me. MA Gadget Test Me. Okay, I think we have to enable the cheat to disable vehicle limits, and then that's it. Not really sure if something's going to... Yeah, we can see a big explosion happening here. Now I'm playing with sound off now, but it would be really loud with these vehicles, and then there would be a huge crash. You can also try this out yourself later on. You can download this map from my Discord server. Discord's completely free. And then you can test out this ride for yourself. It's pretty fun. Okay, next up we have tie for 4th place. First entry that got 4th place is this entry from Supra GL, previously known as Supra the Hedgehog. And he created this, yeah, it looks like a hideout for some, yeah, people who are up to no good. I believe the story was something like that this was the hideout for a group of people who were trying to disrupt the DKMP server from operating. I thought it was a pretty cool story. No, I really like this hideout. I think this structure looks really nice. I also really like these cutouts so you can see inside. There's this little launched coaster over here. Looks like it has several different vehicles, so kind of looks cobbled together, which I think is a fun touch. A tiny coaster, a little booster over here, and then this really really tight top hat here, which I think looks really fun. I think he integrated it into the landscape in a great way. I love how this building is built into all this rock work. I think that's really cool. So the foliage done quite nicely, and I just love this sand pit here, also with this monster here in the middle. I think that's a really cool detail, and definitely something that an evil group of people would have in their backyard. But yeah, a really cool plot from Supra. Okay, then next to Supra's plot is the other plot that got 4th place. This is the entry from NFE, or NFEHO, as he is called these days. Yeah, just really cool ruins. These buildings look great. I think they're done also in the style of the ruins that I had in Imagination Megapark. There's also this launched coaster which travels throughout all these ruins. We can see it pop out at several points throughout this plot. I think it's really fun to watch it interact with everything in this plot. That's just really fun. Lots of water in the plot. And we can also see this ride from 2IQ also passing through these ruins. Yeah, I think it's executed really nicely. It's all decorated very well. Maybe a little bit too lush for the Desert of Doom. But yeah, overall, just a really nice looking plot. Okay, next up is the plot from In Error Predicting a Fault. Now this is just really cool. We can see this what looks like a movie studio over here. The entrance gate is just amazing. I absolutely love this structure. It's decorated really nicely, and the foliage here is also done really nicely in the style of the Desert of Doom. These buildings they look amazing, and when we look inside, we can also see that they're decorated just in a very nice way. You can all see these movie sets in here. Yeah, there's just so much to see in this plot. And we also have this ride which passes through. Here we can see this coaster called the Backlot Bandits. Yeah, the coaster actually also passes in the back of the plot. Now it does look a little bit janky with these really tight turns. Probably would be a very terrible to ride. But it's at least it does look pretty cool. You can also see all these movie props here in the back. Which may look a little bit messy, but I do love how they are retained with these walls here. But yeah, a really cool looking plot, and I just really love the insides of these buildings. So I think it's really nice. Okay, there's just 2 plots remaining. There's the one from Anda23, and there's the plot that I built. I will first show both of them, and then after that I will reveal which one is the winner of this round. Now, first off, here we have the entry from Anda23. And let's see if I can do the cutaway view thing here. It's a little bit tricky. I will take this corner instead. And let's enable cutaway view so it actually works. And alright, there we go. So yeah, first off, landscaping decoration in this plot. I think it looks amazing. Yeah, these canyon pieces are used here really well, and I just love how Anda23 executed this theme here. So with all the bones here on these rocks, all the red and purple foliage in between. He also built this really cool rock climbing wall here. Yeah, this is made with all these 3D signs with an invisible background. And here you can see a guest climbing up the rock wall. And then dropping down again. I think it's a really fun ride. And of course, also a coaster on this plot. It's a suspended swinging coaster. Yeah, I think the layout of this coaster is done really nicely. Of course, these plots are small, so the coaster cannot be too long. But yeah, I think it's done really nicely. And I also like how Anda23 gave this ride custom support. So I think he did that in a really nice way. I also absolutely love the station building for this ride. Not really sure how he did all these details, but yeah, the coaster is called Scarab, and he also made a scarab here on the side of this building. yeah, I think it's just a really clever use of using the invisible color on several wall pieces and putting them in front of each other to make this just very nice detail here. I absolutely love this plot. Amazing work from Undead23. Okay, and then finally here's my plot. The ride that I started with was this Dodgems ride. I called it King of the Hill Dodgems, and it's actually kind of like the Dodgems ride that I made earlier in class, Action Megapark, which was a park full of silly and dangerous rides. So here we can see all these Dodgems on top of this big rock here, and I also put a few at the bottom and some smoke here. I guess that's the fate of the people who came a little bit too close to the edge. Also put some go-karts in between and some flying saucers vehicles. I think that's a really fun ride to watch. Now, the Raptor Caravan also passes through this plot, as you may be able to see here. I also made a station for that over here. And other than that, here we can see the Bandit Town, which I still have to build in Imagination Megapark. But by doing this here, I could already get some practice for that. I think it was really fun to build in this style. Now we can see a bungee jump ride over here. I did a little shoestringing, so guests board this vehicle, and then they fall down a few times into this canyon. I think that was also a fun ride. Something which I forgot. I also put this millipede, which is going around in circles here in the canyon. I guess another little danger for the guests who fall down here. Little Ferris wheel, and also made a watchtower over here on this side. But, I just crammed this plot with little details everywhere, and I just tried to do this Desert of Doom style as well as I could. I think I did really well here. Alright, these last two plots are right next to each other, which is really convenient. So let's go check out which one of these last two plots is the winner of this round. Is it the Scarab Coaster from Undead23, or is it my plot here with the Bandit Town? The winner of multiplayer round 64 is... Undead23 with his Scarab Coaster. Now, Undead23 scored quite a bit higher than me. I think it's well deserved. This was also my favorite plot of the round. And Undead23 just did amazing. First off in creating something in the style of the Desert of Doom, but also just giving his own spin on it and adding some beautiful decorations to the plot. And using many cool tricks, like these custom supports, but also these trail tracks over here for the Raptor Caravan. Yeah, there were just so many amazing little details in the plot. You even see some single rail coaster vehicles turning around here like little scarab beetles. Just so many cool little details in this plot. So Undead23 is definitely the deserved winner of this round. Alright, there were many cool plots in this round, so I want to thank everybody who joined in. A new round will start soon, where we do the next area of... it will be themed to the next area of Imagination Megapark, which will be the Lava Lands. Alright, I hope you enjoyed watching this, all these plots. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you liked the video, please consider giving it a like. It would really help out my channel. And I think we can finish this video by taking a ride on the Scarab Coaster. Alright, hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you again in the next video. See you later.